Very beloved friends, I would like to send each and every one of you my love, care, prayers, wherever you are and wherever you will be on the Seder evening. All of us, the Jewish people in Israel and throughout the whole entire world, are living through the most difficult of times, in worries on so many levels for our people and for our whole entire world. Preparing for this Seder, this Passover, which is perhaps the most challenging in our lives, I would like to send my prayers and love for this Seder from the bottom of my heart. We ask every year, Ma nishtana? What changed this Passover? So much has changed. There are so many hostages who are waiting to come home, and we must return them home by any means necessary. Far too many bereaved families will sit this year at a broken Seder table. There are so many wounded in body and soul, far too many soldiers who won't be home, so many evacuated from their homes from the south, from the north, too many Jews everywhere in the world who fear for their future, for the future of their own children and our whole world. So much loneliness and feeling of abandonment in the face of the monstrous evil of Hamas. Too many babies and children are suffering and starving in Gaza. We have all changed. We are broken and missing. And how is it possible to sit at Seder Passover table with all of this on our hearts in a chaotic, wounded, human and Jewish reality and Israeli reality for all of us? The women and men of Kibbutz Be'eri and Nir Oz are the ones who give me strength to sit at this year's Seder. After the violence and shock, the grief and struggle, they have had the strength to write a new Haggadah with an empty chair set aside for the kidnapped and another cup of wine that fights for freedom, spring, and peace. With courage and bravery, they will sit this year to remember our huge story, ancient story, eternal story. I draw strength from their brave story and from our brave warriors who selflessly choose to protect life and will make Seder this year far away from their homes. And from the people who give me strength are the Jews worldwide who tell the story of human hope from generation to generation, wherever you all are, wherever we all are. The ones who strengthen me are Israelis who refuse to close their hearts and are compassionate and caring and provide. The ones who give me strength are our grandmothers and grandfathers who in the darkest of days, in all generations, sat at the Seder table to make order in the world and in our hearts and in the human conscience. To remember what is our compass, what we came to be in this world. It is almost impossible to describe how difficult this Seder will be, especially at Chatzi Halayla, at the midnight when we say the Haggadah, where we must remember our purpose. But this is exactly what we came for, and this is exactly why we must find the courage to have the Seder this year, to go through the Seder this year, to speak the story of our people this year, to remember who we are and who we came to be this year. We came to be Bnei Chorin, free people. We came to take out the redeemed from captivity. We came to build an opposite world from Egypt. And at Chatzi Halayla, at the middle of the night, in darkness, at any time, any place, we came to build a land and a world of light, of hope. This is what Jews have done throughout every generation, even when there were no words left to be spoken, even when they sat crying at the Seder table, as we will maybe. Even when their spirits and hopes were broken, the rebellion was to shine a light in the middle of the night and speak with courage and mythical commitment of freedom and peace for their people and for our whole world and all people, because they understood that precisely in the heart of the broken and divided and dark reality, a Seder night is needed to re-guide us, to set a new course on our national and human compass that would lead us from darkness to light. So much has changed this year, and we desperately need a compass in the middle of the night, in this reality, in Chatzi Halayla. We need responsible leadership with collective freedom and a new Israeli order that has hope for all Israelis and for all human beings. We need compassion and mercy and the possibility of hope for all those who were created in the image of God. all those who need to be healed. For the families of the abducted who deserve it, for the fallen heroes who deserve it, for the bereaved families who deserve it, for fighters and wounded who deserve it, for our children and grandchildren, for the Torah who shines to us in any generation, and for all human beings who deserve it in this global reality held captive by extremist forces of darkness. It will be complex this year, and many of us will shed tears as we sit at this seder table this year. But we must believe and strive for a higher and nobler human order that becomes reality in the middle of the night, b'chatzi halayla. We must tell the seder this year especially, and believe that we can return to us together. I wish and want and pray to send strength to each and every one of you on the journey that awaits us this Seder Passover, wherever you are, and to send you words of prayers, the words that finish the Haggadah, the Seder evening, words written by Rabbi Yosef Tov Elem, who lived in France in the 11th century, words that await us on the other side of the Seder night as we end the Haggadah. And this is what we say and sing. Chasal sidur Pesach keilchato. Zach shochen me'ona. Komem kahal adat mimana. Bekarov nahel nit'ei chana. Peduim letzion berina. Zach shochen me'ona initially means the Holy One, the Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, resides in the heavens. But this year I want to say the opposite. Give us the right to dwell in your residence. The most precious thing for us is this home. And for this right we strive for all the Seder, all the heroism we've seen, all the stories of mercy and compassion and human kindness we've seen. We're all so we can heal this residence, this home. Heal it together and find our way for all together. Komem kehal adat mimana means to find the way to come back to who we were supposed to be. Within all divisions and controversies, we are in the midst of a critical historical moment, and we must establish our society. We must find the way to do it together, and to do it in a way that brings our strength together. Our diverse beauty and power cannot be counted. Our bravery and courage to dream and shine like a sky filled with multitude of stars for ourselves and for the world is our strength. We must protect it. We must protect the beautiful, varied Israeli society with all its voices, Jews, Druze, Bedouin, Cherkessim, the right to be together, to live together, to give hope to all the world by being here together. Bekarov nahel nit'ei chana. Let the plantations that you planted in the land of Israel, in all those communities, among all these displaced people, to be renewed. Bless us with proper leadership, worthy leadership, to shepherd this planting of the land. Leadership that brings us closer to each other, bekirva, bekarov, and nurtures us with a trust in each other, in being close and giving each other and protecting each other, and cultivating the relationship between the people who live in this beautiful region with hope and peace for each other and for the whole world. And finally, peduim letzion berina. This is how the Seder night ends in every generation. For in the 10 Commandments, Hashem, blessed be He, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, opens and tells us the first thing about Himself. He shares the one thing that is the most sacred to Him. Anochi Hashem Elokecha, asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibet avadim. I am the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt from the house of the enslaved. The entire Haggadah and our Jewish story remind us of our destiny to leave Egypt, to take out all those who are in Egypt and redeem them, to live a life and rebuild the opposite of life of Egypt, to build Yerushalayim, the city of justice and promise, the city of mercy and heroism, the city of human conscience, of hope, solidarity, brotherhood, and peace. The Haggadah ends with the words of an ancient oath, an eternal Jewish oath, that we were redeemed in order to redeem Zion and all those who need joy, hope, faith, and peace. This is how the Seder night ends in every generation. It ends with the destiny, with the shlichut, the call that we have taken upon ourselves. And I pray, may we all merit to take these redemptions. May we all bring the hostages back home. May we fulfill our mission. May we believe in ourselves and strive for the order, a beautiful order, a worthy order in our country and world. May we be privileged to give hope to all human beings and build a nation and society that gives promise to all humanity, a land of Tzion, of excellence, of conscience, and Yerushalayim. Zach shochen meona, קומם קהל עדת ממנה, בקרוב נהן נטעי קנה, פדויים לציון ברינה, בשנה הבאה לירושלים הבנויה. I send you love and prayer and all my hope to see days of redemption לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה for all.